Hey, how's it going, everybody? Charlie Wilson here, aka Sinister Charlie. Welcome back. So we've got a new Campfire stories from mikeburnfire. Also, today we hit monetization. I got approved, so that's pretty cool. I thought that was alright. Maybe when we get better internet, we can do a stream or something at some point. And approaching 2,000 subs pretty fast, so thanks everybody. I really appreciate it. It's really cool. But we got Baloney Bob. This is Campfire Stories. I don't know what this is. This was suggested to me a little while ago. Let's check it out. I got nothing. I got nothing. Likey and subscribey, I guess.
I have had some pretty bad roommates while I was in the military.
I had some bad ones too. Mostly not in the military. Basically, it was one guy.
Sorry, pause it real quick. I've had some. I've got stories, man. I got too many stories. I got to tell one of these stories someday.
I was with three other guys sharing a two-bedroom condo.
When was this?
This is when you were in Louisiana, I think.
Oh,
and
okay.
I was going to college because I decided
Oh, yeah.
I didn't want to go into the military directly out of high school.
Well,
Stuck with that decision.
I was with three other guys sharing
It
a living
happens.
space, and one of them was my bunkmate, but he got married and he left. And the other two guys were like, well, we need a fourth person to take his place and pay rent. Otherwise, we have to pay more.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, that's fine. Go find somebody. They found somebody. His name was Jeremy.
Is this why you named the Pikmin Jeremy?
Maybe subconsciously. Jeremy
Okay, I don't know that.
was technically going to college like we were.
Uh-huh.
Maybe not getting the best of grades, as he spent most of his time at home not doing homework, but playing World of Warcraft.
Somehow I knew you were going to say World of Warcraft. How did I know that?
Like, legitimately playing World of Warcraft with Cheeto stains on his underpants.
We had a guy like that actually in the military. I was friends with him actually. All he did was play World of Warcraft. Dude didn't shower, do anything. It was crazy.
Uh-huh.
I ended up, after a few weeks, leaving. And they're like, you gotta pay rent. It's like, fine, I'll pay rent. I'm gonna live with my mom.
Okay.
You can have my rent money. I don't want to be here.
Oh, no.
He smells bad, and he's always here.
God.
He wasn't a bad guy, but he did not take care of himself.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. I had a roommate
That's
when I was at Fort Polk. We all called him Baloney Bob
Okay.
because he
Baloney
always
Bob.
smelled like old baloney.
Mm-hmm.
Baloney Bob was not the smartest man. Not
Come
by
on,
a long
he
shot.
sounds
Here
smart.
I thought the army only took the best.
Normally, the Army might only take the best, but this was the heady days of post 9/11.
Oh.
When
Yeah, they took me right after 9/11. So, you know.
anybody could get in the Army
Yeah.
with a smile and a wave.
GD, buddy.
And all you had to do was just tell the recruiter that, yes, me want go Army, me drive truck, and they would immediately sign you up.
We need somebody for this military conflict we're getting entangled with. How long is it gonna take? 3 weeks, 3 months, I doubt 3 years.
Definitely won't still be going on to this day. So Baloney Bob was an interesting man. He was a vehicle mechanic and knew absolutely nothing about how to fix vehicles.
Cool.
Well, we got moved into new barracks, and when I say new barracks, I mean they were new to me. The barracks had existed since time immemorial.
Yes.
The walls were filled with asbestos.
Yep.
There were mosquitoes spawning in the toilets. There was mold on the walls.
Well,
But we got
I didn't
new
have it that
furniture
bad, but
that they had bought from a remained hotel outlet for incredibly cheap.
All right.
When we got moved into the new barracks, I was like, I wonder who my roommate's gonna be. I would prefer to have this person or this person because I'm friends with them and I like hanging around with them and it would be fine if they were my roommate. Well, they moved us into the room and I get Baloney Bob.
Oh no.
cool.
And I'm like, why am I in a room with Baloney Bob? And I talked to the lieutenant that was in charge of organizing where all the soldiers that lived in the barracks lived. And I said, why did you put me in a room with Baloney Bob? And he went, oh, I thought you didn't have any friends.
What?
I'm like, so you put me in a room with Baloney Bob? Yeah. Baloney Bob and I moved into the same room. And I guess it wasn't as bad as all that because a lot of the time Baloney Bob wasn't there. I don't know where the fuck he went,
All right.
but he wasn't in the barracks room.
That probably makes you
Good.
happy.
Unfortunately, the room did smell like bologna. I did have to invest very heavily into air fresheners for my side of the room.
During your weekly inspection, did you get in trouble for that?
Monthly inspections, because they didn't really do weekly inspections, they did monthly inspections.
Lucky.
So one day during a monthly inspection, I'm cleaning up the room and making sure everything's good, and I'm cleaning the little common area that we have. It's like a sink and a tiny refrigerator. I look over and
Luckily for me, when I was stationed in Greece, that was my first duty station, and we had. I first got put in that kind of room, but then they had built new barracks, and they had moved me to the new barracks, so it had like separate little rooms. So that was actually kind of cool. But luckily, like right after like I made E4 in like a couple of years, and then when I was in California, I finally moved out of the barracks. So
Baloney Bob's side of the room, and Baloney Bob isn't there. I don't know where the fuck he is. I guess he just went on walks somewhere because his car is still parked outside, even though he doesn't have a driver's license. Why the fuck does Baloney Bob have a car if he doesn't have a driver's license? Whatever, fine. I'm cleaning the common areas. I look over on his side of the room, and it looks like set dressing for a bad B movie of what a serial killer's room should look like.
This may be why he disappeared, so you'd have to deal with it.
I'm like, I'm not touching anything on his side of the room. I don't want him to start squealing like a pig at me, because if I touch anything on his side of the room, it's gonna be for like hours, and I don't want to deal with that. So I don't touch anything on his side of the room, and I'm like, if I get yelled at for it, fine, whatever. I'll just take a dump on Baloney Bob's pillow or something.
yeah, go for it.
From a soap party.
I think that probably happened to him several times, and it didn't take.
Okay.
It didn't seem to do anything.
Might be the only time soap touched his body.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Oh no.
Captain comes up,
Oh
into the room.
no.
He looks at my side of the room, and he's like, why do you have a... Oh my god, I forgot about this. I just forgot about this until right this second.
Why do you have a 6-foot pillow of a foot?
So he goes through my side of the room, and I got like a bunch of fucking weeb drawings that I've done, like hanging up on the wall and shit. And he's like, why the fuck do you have a Lindsay Lohan
I'm
camera?"
with you.
And I'm like, shut up, I like it.
She was cute before the surgery. Look at them freckles.
She was cute
2005,
before all the
2006,
drugs.
She was primetime hotness. Like Mean Girls timeline. Ooh, damn. Anyway, what the fuck do you have a Lindsay Lohan character? You're never gonna meet her. And I'm just like, what? Why do you crush my
What?
dreams, dude? So he looks at my side of the room. It's fine. Everything's clean. I got everything well organized. I've like made my bed properly. And for some reason, I still had a military wool blanket on my bed. Like everybody else is using like comforters or whatever, and I've just got like a gross, like a
Yeah, those
like
things
a
are
wool
disgusting.
blanket from 1956 is on my bed, and he's just like, the fuck.
You sleep on that?
I'm like, it's comfortable. I like it. I like how it's itchy. I actually still have, my grandpa gave me the wool blanket that he was issued while he was in the military, and I brought that one with me to
That's pretty
Hulk,
cool.
and that was the one I would use.
Nice.
It's great. Anyway, he goes over to Baloney Bob's side of the room. He has a blanket and a pillow, but nothing else that goes on the bed. So there's no bed sheets. There's no pillowcase on it.
What?
It's just a blanket and a pillow,
Ew.
and they're all balled up in one corner.
How many other people used that mattress?
I know, right?
That's
He's like,
not,
what is this?
That's terrible.
The sheets. He's doing laundry, I think. Yes, that's why.
No, I'm not covering his ass at all. At this point, there's been so many different little tiny things that have happened that I'm just like, I've had it with Baloney Bob. And at this point, if for some reason my superior officer sees something on Baloney Bob's side of the room that will get him kicked out of the military, I ain't gonna say boo to that. What? He just sleeps like that? I don't know, sir. Apparently so. I try to avoid going over there as much as possible. All right, whatever. Open the closet on Baloney Bob's side of the room, and there's a truck bumper in there.
What?
An entire truck bumper?
Yeah, bumper and brush guard and everything.
Why?
Baloney Bob doesn't own a truck. He doesn't even have a driver's license. He owns a Sebring. Captain just looks at it and goes, "The fuck is this?" That's a truck bumper, sir. Yeah, I know it's a truck bumper. Why is it in here?
What
I don't
the
know,
fuck,
sir.
dude?
Did you see him bring it in here? No, I did not, sir.
Why does he have it?
To this day, I don't know
'Cause
why
he's
he had a
Baloney
truck
Bob.
bumper. It was just in there. I guess he thought he was going to put it on his car.
It was my grandpa's. I brought it with me.
Honestly, if he had said that, that wouldn't have surprised me. Well, Baloney Bob is still not here.
Where is he?
I don't know. I don't know where he was. He opens the refrigerator, looks in the refrigerator. There is a mason jar filled with ketchup. Why is there a mason jar filled with ketchup? I don't know, sir. It's Baloney Bob's, isn't it? Yes, it is, sir.
Could only assume he took ketchup packets from McDonald's and emptied them into it.
It would have been Burger King, and I'll tell you why. We go into the bathroom,
Burger King.
and this is the moment that I've been dreading.
Oh, no.
We go into the bathroom, and sitting on one side of the bathtub is a Burger King cup with a hole in the bottom of it.
Oh,
And it's not a neat hole.
what?
It's a hole like he jabbed his finger into it real hard.
Why?
And the captain points at it and says, "Why is that in here?" And I said, "Sir, I have no idea why that's in here. Baloney Bob put it in here when he last used the shower 4 days ago.
Oh, God.
I don't know why it's in here.
Are they gonna
and
make
at
him
this
shower?
point, I will not touch it." I insinuated that basically the only way I would be willing to touch the cup was if I put on full hazmat mop gear and picked it up and put it into a 55-gallon
That's
drum
gross,
and then
man.
sealed it and buried it in the Mariana Trench. That would be the only way I'd be willing to touch it.
Your captain looks at you. You look at your captain. Sir, I'll give you $20 to drink the contents of that cup.
Oh, no, it's empty because it's got the hole in the bottom.
Oh, at the very bottom.
At the very bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a hole at the very bottom of it.
Maybe he likes to fill it up with water and then unplug the hole and let the water pour over him. Like a
don't-
shower.
How did you know that's what he was doing with it?
What?
What?
Why?
We get done with the room inspection, and he's like, "Well, your room's fine. Like, I don't see any problem with it. But I'm completely baffled by what I have seen on Baloney Bob's side of the room. Baloney Bob came back while he was in somebody else's room, so somebody went and got the captain. He could provide no reasonable answer as to why he had a truck bumper in there.
Okay.
Someone framed me. I don't know who that is.
Could provide no reasonable answer.
That's
They're
not my
like,
trunk bumper. It's a different license plate.
Why don't you have sheets? Well, I don't. They're dirty. So wash them.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Baloney Bob doesn't know how to use the washer and dryer.
Of course
oh my
not.
God.
They're like, "This is disgusting. You need to sleep on sheets
How
or
do you-
something." We get to the cup. Baloney Bob, what the fuck is this? I don't like to put my head underwater when I take a bath. So
Takes
I fill the cup
baths?
up with water and then I let it drain over my head.
Take a
Fuck,
shower.
don't you just take a shower then? I don't like to put my head underwater.
Why?
That was it. That was the excuse he gave as to what he was doing. Exactly what you said with it. He would fill up the tub with water. He would get into the tub. He would fill up the cup with water and then hold it over his head and let the water drain out of it.
All right.
Why don't you just take the cup and then pour it over your head? Why do you gotta poke a hole in the bottom of it?
What
Did
is
you hear him? He
this?
said he didn't like to get his head wet.
So, Baloney Bob,
You'd think they wouldn't allow man
Yeah, you would
children
think,
in the
but probably
military, but no, there
one
is a
slips through every
plethora.
once in
there
a
are
while.
a lot of man children in the military. I found out at one point that Baloney Bob, when he was younger, he and his friend had found a junkyard. So they had spent 5 or 6 hours in the junkyard just smashing windows of cars.
Cool.
Okay.
And then afterwards, they found out that it wasn't actually a junkyard, but it was some rich guy's car collection. So his family got sued for several $1 million.
Really?
Yeah, which they couldn't pay.
And he
So
escaped
they
his
joined the
death
military.
Probably, honestly, that wouldn't surprise me. Baloney Bob was something else. And
Oh
I'm
my
glad that I
God.
don't have to deal with him anymore, and that I only think of him occasionally. And I look back upon our memories, the time I spent with Baloney Bob while I was in the military, and I laugh because I don't have to deal with Baloney Bob
Yeah,
ever
man.
again.
For my 3-month period of active duty military training, I roomed with 2 guys. One of them was named Ghost. That was his actual last name.
Really?
And every time I...
You know, it's funny, in boot camp, we had a guy, his last name was Sample. So, you know, in the Navy, his name was Seaman Sample. So that was actually kind of funny.
walked past our
That was kinda
barracks,
cool.
He was outside smoking a cigarette. I'd say, "Hey, Ghost, how you doing?"
Ghost.
And he'd look at me with his Dale Gribble eyes and go, "It's good." It's 2 a.m., Ghost. Why are you out here?
Why are you out
Wanted
there?
to smoke.
I don't even remember what reason I was out there. But,
Whatever.
But for whatever reason, I had to go do something at 2 a.m. and I'd come back and he'd be out there smoking a cigarette. "What are you doing?" "Smoking, duh." And I'd say, "Okay, I'm going to bed. All right, good night." And as I opened the door and poised myself to close it behind me, he'd say, "Hey, wait. Yeah, Ghost? You ever seen a man's balls in a vice?" I'd say, "No, Ghost. Thankfully, I've never seen that." "Yeah. Don't ever join a gang."
Oh my god!
This just sounds
"Good
like
night,
fun.
Ghost. Sleep well."
Ghost sounded like he had some life experience.
Sounds like
Yes.
fun, man.
I don't know if it was his persona or his actual life experience.
Maybe he's just trying to be funny.
But that was one of the men I lived with for 3 months.
One of the guys I was in basic training with, who was very boisterous and outspoken and loud and kind of annoying, but whatever, it's fine. He would tell a lot of stories about stuff that he had done before he was in the military. And he was 19 years old. So he would tell a lot of stories about stuff that he did before he was in the military. And he said that he'd been like in a gang or something, and about like all the stuff that he had done and how he had seen people die. And he was like, yeah, I've been shot like 5 times and I got stabbed twice. And pretty much everybody is just like, yeah, whatever, man. Sure, I bet that has happened to you. One day he takes his shirt off and...
Hey, Tosh, I'm kind of doing something, but I guess you're just going to lay down right there. Sorry, dog decided it was his time.
And he has so many fucking scars.
Alright.
And he's got like 5 large scars about as big around as my thumb, like 5 of them.
Yikes.
On his chest.
Alright.
And this super fucking long jagged one on his abdomen. And I was like, what the hell are those from? He's like, this is when I got shot 5 times.
What?
The fuck?
Yeah. What?
What the hell is that one? And he's like, that's where I got stabbed.
Jesus.
They had to cut him open and remove like 2 feet of his intestines.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Because they were completely screwed, and then sew him back together.
Ah.
Okay, yeah, never mind. You're not full of shit.
Yeah, I was just thinking that
What if
guy's
he
full
and
of
Ghost
shit.
were related?
Maybe. Speaking of having more military experience than you let on, in boot camp, there was one person in a neighboring platoon who seemed to pick things up really quickly. He seemed to never be in trouble, which was rare, and he knew the commands, he could dress right, dress on command, he knew how to march, he knew his way around a rifle. Mm-hmm. It just seemed like he was made for the military
Some
life.
people are, man.
And
Some people
at
are
the
raised
end
like
of the
that.
3-month training period, everybody is getting their assignments. You're going to be a private. You're going to be a private. You did exceptionally well, so you're going to be a private first class. You have prior college experience, so you get to be a private first class. And this guy, who's so good at everything, he's going to be Lance Corporal, because there's one person who always gets promoted out of the entire company that gets promoted to Lance Corporal, and it's going to be this guy.
Uh-huh.
Who has already gone through boot camp once.
Oh, God.
Oh.
But didn't graduate because of a medical issue.
Oh,
man.
that sucks.
He went through boot camp
That
twice.
sucks.
Oh, God.
That happens.
Oh.
Yeah. That
That
sucks.
wouldn't have been fun.
No.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Yeah, those are some good stories, man. Yeah, man, I guess I would nail it too if I had to go through boot camp twice. It's like you really nailed it. Yeah, man, there you go. More campfire stories. I love these, man. These are great. Yeah, but again, thank you everybody for the support. It's really paying off. I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Hopefully we get to 2,000 within a couple months or something, and we'll go from there. All right, thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it. Bye.